Hi, I'm Dr. Anjhula Bais, and today we're talking about how to empower yourself in terms of signs of grooming and predatory behaviors of people towards young people on the internet. So parents really need to brush up on their knowledge of what's happening on the internet. First of all, there's sites that young people or children don't necessarily need to access, so you can set privacy blockers and privacy settings that will really help your children. But number two, a lot of times parents think this couldn't happen to me or my children, it happens out there. But a lot of predatory grooming behavior actually happens within the family, uncles, cousins. And we know that, pedophilia is largely committed by men, not women. A lot of times it's also a family friend. So understanding that, believing your children no matter what is very important. If they come to you and their story is dismissed, that can be very traumatic as sort of form of secondary trauma. You want to literally create an environment at home where children feel like they can tell you anything. You want to empower your children by having, a sort of sexual education talk. In terms of touch, anybody touching you, let's say on the chest or below the waist, is not acceptable unless it's a medical doctor. In terms of online interactions, talking to your children frankly, what kind of details are you sharing? Private details, phone numbers, is it taking a sexual tone? Are they asking for sexual details? People of a certain age, it will never be appropriate if they're trying to befriend someone that's, much, much younger than them. Parents can go online, there's many tools. A lot of times sexual predators use a sort of, three-pronged approach. So access, approach, and entrapment. So access would be something like flattery. They don't coerce children, they're usually quite often linguistically persuasive. So they'll say things like, oh, you're cute, you're so funny, on a continual basis, building trust with the child. And then the entrapment is trying to gauge, how willing the child is to comply for eventual sexual gratification, how isolated the child is, etc. So being aware of these things, that it, literally happens all the time. Over 200 million children, for example, in America are victims of grooming and predatory behavior, and that 75% are females. Armed with this knowledge, we can protect our children and young people.